This is episode 7 of the Demon Sword Master of Excalibur Academy. The story continues as, after getting rid of the voids, they started fixing things again. Unfortunately, the magical crystal that powered humans was destroyed, so they had to use solar panels temporarily. For Leonis, these new technologies were frightening. Even though he ruled the kingdom, there were many things he didn't understand. Determined to learn, he tried to access the library, but his card was denied. A spirit in the library explained that he needed permission to enter. Leonis was amazed that the spirit still existed in this era. Claiming to be a student, he sought access, but the spirit directed him to the administration. Frustrated, Leonis was about to leave when Regina, a familiar face, appeared. She teased him about recognizing her in public and suggested he enjoy the moment. Leonis, annoyed, asked if she was there to mock him. Regina explained she was returning some video software and questioned what he was doing. He lied, saying he was looking for old texts related to the letters from when he was sealed to jog his memory. Regina found it sad that he couldn't remember his past. She convinced the spirit to let them in, and Leonis marveled at her ability to control spirits. Regina clarified it was just a trick, urging him to keep it a secret for the honor of artificial spirits. Leonis was surprised to learn that spirits were artificially created. He inquired about the original spirit, and Regina revealed it disappeared before the voids arrived but was rumored to be in the ancient forest. As they delved into ancient languages in the library, their exploration was interrupted by a call. They were summoned to a social gathering organized by the fourth princess, Alteria Ray. Leonis acknowledged the usefulness of the royal family in maintaining order. Celia called, wondering where Leonis was. He explained he was dealing with something and suggested they eat together later. Celia insisted he eat properly, leaving Leonis wondering if he hurt her feelings. Planning to join them at the harbor after checking everything he needed, Leonis asked Regina to leave without him. She assured him not to worry, as she planned to skip the gathering. The scene changes, and some beast men are thinking about kidnapping the fourth princess to use her as leverage for the release of their companions in the capital. They are surprised to see humans living in a peaceful place while they face difficulties outside. However, before they can discuss further, a goblin girl interrupts and questions whether they, without sacred swords, could stand up to humans who possess these powerful weapons. This leads to an argument among them, but a woman hidden in the trees speaks up. She talks about the weakness and doubts within their Alpha Wolf alliance. When she reveals herself, the wolf asks her identity. She claims to be a demi-human like them, expressing her hatred for humans. The elf wonders if she came to assist with the kidnapping, but she surprises them by saying she came to give them a power greater than that of the sacred swords. The woman releases mana, summoning a demonic sword in front of them. She points it at the lion, creating a magic circle that transfers power to him. She explains that it's not a holy sword but a demonic sword given by the goddess herself. The lion uses this power to effortlessly cut trees in half, astonishing the group, as only humans were believed to have holy sword. The woman, named Shranek, clarifies that it's a demonic sword from the goddess. Encouraged by this newfound power, the goblin girl believes they now have a chance to kidnap the princess. The elf suggests that each of them should have a demonic sword and proposes a plan to go to Hyperion soon and rescue their companion. Excitement fills the group. However, Shranek shifts the conversation in an unexpected direction, asking for a favor before their mission. She reveals that her goddess requires a sacrifice and requests them to spare at least one holy sword user. The group agrees, but the black lion, curious, asks for her name. Shranek identifies herself as the elf of the dark forest. The scene changes to the port, where Leonis finds a cool new ship and thinks his empire needs 2 of them. Then, he goes shopping for his minions and discovers a beautiful ornament made by elves. He's surprised to find elves there, and the seller mentions other demi-humans like werewolves and tiger men living in the area. Soon, the princess comes to greet everyone, and Regina watches from a distance. Leonis, curious, goes to see what's happening. As he observes, he starts thinking about the princess's popularity. Just then, Celia and the other girls show up, and Celia starts complaining and talking a lot. To cheer her up, Leonis takes out a cat pendant from his pocket, saying he bought it for her. This makes Celia really emotional, and he notices her mood gets a bit better. She jokes about him becoming a demon king of bed in the future, surprising Leonis. He realizes she's just playing around with his flirtatious side. They're told to get on a boat, and Leonis wonders if Regina will join, especially since he thinks she might like that kind of thing. However, the answer is unclear. Fenris, a familiar face, arrives, and Celia recognizes her. Fenris teases Celia about being from the executive council, hinting that they're busy unlike her. F-Line steps in to stop their argument, and Fenris congratulates Celia on her sacred sword awakening. Meanwhile, on the boat, a surprising and unfortunate event takes place as the guards are caught off guard and defeated. The attackers use a demonic sword to not only take them down but also to remove their faces, turning them into masks. This clever trick makes it impossible to figure out who they were. Inside the party, the girls are busy with their activity, and Leonis is engrossed in a book he copied using his automatic magic. As he reads, he becomes convinced that someone is hiding the truth about the past. He notes the absence of information about the 6 heroes and the ancient gods. The records are lost, leaving gaps in knowledge about when magic disappeared and when magical technology first appeared. To pass the time and distract from these thoughts, Leonis shifts the conversation to his current favorite drink. Suddenly, his maid Sherry appears, even though he didn't ask for her. She insists on being there, and Leonis, curious, asks about the boat's situation. Sherry shares that the boat's power source is a magical crystal, similar to the city's defense system. She also mentions finding a flying weapon on the boat. Despite the questions, she admits she still needs to investigate more. Before letting her go, Leonis decides to give Sherry a gift. Using his shadow magic, he presents her with a donut. However, instead of being pleased, Sherry gets angry, stating that a gift shouldn't only be food and calling him stupid. Just as tension rises between them, Celia arrives, and Leonis hurriedly hides everything. Celia, now in a bikini, invites Leonis to swim. However, he starts making excuses, claiming that the human body isn't meant for swimming and that he doesn't have shorts. A perceptive small girl catches on, realizing that Leonis is just making excuses because he can't swim. Celia, undeterred, offers to teach him. What follows is a comical scene where the Demon King, Leonis, is embarrassed for not knowing how to swim. Celia's floats on her blouse hypnotize him, and Elfine even remarks that it's a good thing he learned to swim quickly after Celia's teaching. People start talking about him, and the girls enthusiastically support him, but this leaves Leonis increasingly frustrated. In the evening, Regina is alone, having her meal when guards pass by, talking about that the meeting time is approaching. She wonders about her role in all this. Inside the ship, as the princess is being transported with her personal guard and soldiers, sudden chaos erupts. A man appears, swiftly killing the main guards from behind, followed by another man who eliminates the soldiers. They reveal themselves as beast men after taking off their masks. Despite capturing the princess, she manages to let her pet escape. An elf advises leaving the pet alone. In the hall, the demi-humans reveal their presence after firing the initial shots. Leonis realizes there might be more of them. The wolf among them activates a holy sword, surprising everyone. Fenris tries to do the same but is halted by the goblin when she fires bullets at them. An old elf throws an explosive apple, warning that activating their swords will lead to an explosion. Trapped and fearing the consequences, they collect everyone's phones. The demi-humans announce the princess's kidnapping, and when asked about their demands, the wolf expresses the desire to free their companions. Fenris opposes negotiation with what she labels as terrorists, sparking anger. The goblin intervenes, reminding them of the prohibition against killing sword users. The wolf concedes, indicating they will be sacrifices for the goddess. This revelation catches Leon's attention. Leona, concerned for the princess's safety, assures Celia and disappears. The girls attempt to cover up his disappearance as the situation intensifies. Meanwhile, the dark elf forces the princess to activate the insignia. She inquires about the deal to keep the people on the battleship safe. The dark elf assures her, and the princess, despite her concerns, follows orders. Suddenly, a void invasion occurs, and the dark elf commands them to head towards the voids. She explains that whoever wields the sword filled with demonic energy will be a suitable sacrifice for their goddess. When the lion, Leon, realizes the true nature of the witch, he contemplates killing her. However, the fire from the sword she gave him starts burning him. The witch questions if he thought he could use the sword she gave to kill her. She warns the remaining person that if he wants to survive, he must continue obeying her commands. The boat begins to leave, leaving Regina puzzled. Approaching the situation, Regina notices something strange and encounters the princess's fox. When she touches it, a message from the princess appears, revealing that the boat has been taken hostage, and she urgently needs Regina's help. Regina, determined, jumps onto the moving boat. On the other side, Leonis is lost. He finds the fox spirit and unexpectedly faces Regina. He questions why she is there, and Regina, visibly shaken, explains that her sister is in danger. This brings an end to our episode. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, Annie Explainer.